What's good, guys? It's your girl Faith, and today we decided to do a little something different. So, today this video is going to be a voiceover by, of course, yours truly, Faith. And today we will be talking about Black History Month. And for the next few Sundays, I'll be doing one person who I think has contributed so much to us as a society of African American people, and let's just get into it. So this week in my American literature class, we had to do a Black History project, meaning we had to do a slideshow or a poem or a song about one influential African American who we think has made an impact on us. So, of course, my class does not look this young, but you get the idea. So, for this Black History Month, I decided to do someone who really goes overlooked in the realm of big figures in our society. And it's in entertainment. She really was the first huge African American star in America, and her name is Hattie McDaniel. And she was the first African American to win an Oscar award. So that's pretty big. So let's get into it. Her early life. Hattie McDaniel, our high-hit Hattie, was born on June 10th, 1893 in Wichita, Kansas. And her parents had 12 other children. So that's a lot. But in 1901, the family moved to Denver, Colorado. And in 1911, she dropped out of high school and married Howard Hickman, and they created their own women's minstrel show. So that is like a woman's play where all the characters are women. And she pursued her own career through dramas and singing in the 1920s. So that's pretty cool. There wasn't really much more about her early life. Like, the only place I found anything about her early life was from biography.com. And they even said themselves not all of it is accurate because there wasn't really much of a written history of hers out there because, big influential African American woman, they tried to suppress her and kind of write her off of history, but they couldn't because we keep we keep bouncing back. And in 1930, she and her husband moved to Los Angeles, California, where they starred in minor movie roles. And as an African American actress, just like I said, it was very hard for her to find work, and she usually often worked at odd jobs in between acting gigs to make ends meet. She also sung on the radio in a bunch of highly acclaimed shows, and she was actually one of the first African American women to sing on national radio. So that's something to know. In 1930, she began acting in minor roles as a character actress, and an extra. And in 1932, she acted in her first semi-major role as a housekeeper in the movie The Golden West. Finally, in 1934, she landed a major role in John Ford's Jungle Priest alongside Will Rogers. And this is when she really started to take off. She was getting deals left and right to act in all these different movies, and she was just, starting to pick up momentum finally. Now, as you see here, this is a list of all of her roles from 1930 to the time of her death. And as you see, most of them aren't even credited to her. Most of them, they don't know who she is. They've been said by accounts of people who went to see these shows or seen these movies, but there has never really been any credit to her specifically in these movies. And it just shows how much black actors had a hard time in white Hollywood at this time, and how it was so hard just to even get recognition for the work that they're doing. And I'm so glad that today we actually do get our credit, and not only our credit, but we get our props as well. We have awards, we have our own award ceremonies, we have our own movies, and we have our recognition in white Hollywood as well. So, the next year, she starred alongside Shirley Temple and Lionel Barrymore in The Little Colonel, and this was definitely her breakout role, as this was a very popular movie at the time. However, in 1939, Hattie acted in her most popular role in what is considered one of the greatest movies in American history, Gone with the Wind, alongside Scarlett O'Hara and Clark Gable. But, of course, segregation comes into this as well, and she and the other African American actors in this movie were banned from the movie premiere due to segregation laws. And actually, I read on a few websites that her co-star, Clark Gable, said that he would also not attend the event because of the color ban, and if his actors and fellow actors and actresses could not attend, then he couldn't attend either. However, Hattie urged him to go, and he went anyway. I forgot to mention that most of her roles, actually almost all of her roles, were roles as a maid or a housekeeper or a nanny of some sort. And actually her character's name in Gone with the Wind was Mammy. So, of course, there's a negative connotation to that because it's the black stereotype of a heavyset woman being a submissive slave or housewife. And no one really wants to perpetuate that stereotype because, none of us as African American people are like that. So, of course, there was backlash for her, especially from the NAACP, or the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and she was criticized for not taking a political stance on segregation or civil rights publicly. However, Hattie responded to this criticism with this quote, saying, "Why should I complain about making $700 a week playing a maid? If I didn't, I'd be making $7 a week being one." So after Gone with the Wind, she went on to star in multiple stage plays and radio shows, and even had her own television show titled Beulah, where she was the star of the show, right before her death in 1953. But sadly, in 1953, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she passed away on October 26th. But where did her Oscar go? Who has it? It's said that her Oscar went to the Howard University Drama Department building after her death, but there are no written records of the award ever being there. Back to the ploy that all black actors and actresses never had a big role in their own storytelling because of the racism and segregation of white Hollywood at this time. However, many people who attended Howard University around the 50s when the award came there say that they remember passing by the display and seeing the Oscar regularly. But allegedly, because there's not many sources on this online, allegedly, there was a break-in at Howard University during the 1970s, and Hattie's Oscar was among these things stolen. And to this day, no one knows where Hattie McDaniel's Best Supporting Actress Oscar is. But what happened after she died? Because she has a lot of an impact. Years after her death, Hattie McDaniel was awarded with two stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for her contributions to film and radio. And she has been portrayed in one documentary titled Bojangles from 2001 and has two biographies, The Life and Times of Hattie McDaniel by Carlton Jackson and Hattie McDaniel, Black Ambition, White Hollywood by Jill Watts. And as of early 2018, it was revealed that producer Alicia Allen has obtained the film rights to the second book, and was looking to develop a biopic. I chose to do this video and my English project on Hattie McDaniel because of her impact on American entertainment. She paved a way for all all African American actors and actresses to come after her, and she set the precedent for exceptional acting. And even though she never really got much credit, and she played often radical, often, I don't know how to say it, but she played stereotypical roles. She still set the precedent for acting and how to conduct yourself in Hollywood. And as an aspiring actress, I look up to her contributions, and I see how hard she had to work to get to where she is, and how she didn't get her flowers so that we, as African American people, could get those flowers today. And I think that's pretty cool. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And thank you for watching this video. Happy Black History Month. And remember, Black history is your history. Bye.